Good enough.
Hey guys, my name is Brandon, aka the BrandoCritic. Thank you guys so much for being here and clicking on this video. I really do appreciate it, and I'm sending a ton of positive vibes your way. But today, I'm going to give you my honest, no BS, non-spoiler review for Amadeus and let you know if it's worth a watch today. And the reason why we're watching the Best Picture winner of 1984 is because you guys voted for it on my poll page on my community tab, because my buddy Ken at Mid-Level Media is doing 1984 this month, and being a friend, being a fan, I want to participate. So if you guys are new here and you want to see more videos just like this, then definitely hit like and subscribe. But if you want to support the channel even further, then go follow me on Patreon. The link is down below in the description, as well as my partners at Movie Scene Canada. Make sure you check them out as well. So just a quick edit here. In the video, I keep saying Salieri when I mean to say Salieri. So just go with it. You know who I'm talking about. So I apologize. On with the video. So we got 1984's Best Picture winner Amadeus, directed by Miloš Forman, and you know him from such films as One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and Hair, and Man on the Moon, starring Jim Carrey. And it stars Tom Hulce and F. Murray Abraham, which, surprisingly enough, I didn't even know this when I saw the movie. Both of them were nominated for Best Actor. Not Best Supporting Actor, both of them for Best Actor, with F. Murray Abraham actually going home with the win. And don't forget about Elizabeth Berdridge either, she's playing Mozart's wife. And the story follows the Princess and the Bride / Forrest Gump formula. I know this film came out first, don't send me your emails please. Of having a character tell another character, along with the audience, the story, cutting back and forth. And the man telling us our story is Antonio Salieri, played by F. Murray Abraham, who has been committed to a psychiatric hospital after attempting to commit suicide. He tells a young priest the story of how he longed to be the world's greatest composer when he was just a boy, and prayed to God that he would remain completely faithful if his wish came true. He would become the court composer to Emperor Joseph II in Vienna, where he would meet the man, the myth, the legend, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, played by Tom Hulce. However, Salieri is dumbfounded to discover that Mozart is immature and salacious. How can God choose this pig to possess great talent? Salieri takes this as God mocking him for his mediocrity and vows revenge on God by destroying Mozart. So is Amadeus worth a watch today? Yes. Absolutely yes. This is a fantastic movie. Now, this movie did win Best Picture at the Oscars in 1984, and I haven't seen A Passage to India or The Killing Fields or A Soldier's Story, or the other one was Places in the Heart, the Sally Field movie. I haven't seen any of those, but I can tell you right now that Amadeus is Best Picture worthy. And now when I was younger, when I heard about this movie, I'm like, that movie looks boring. Period costume drama with wigs, it's not for me. But you know what though? This movie is not pretentious. This movie is not full of itself. It's funny, it's engaging, it's really entertaining, and it's about bigger themes. That's what I really gravitate towards in big movies like this, is that it doesn't just tell the story of Mozart, because there are many musical biopics that just simply tell the story of the artist. But when it's about something bigger, when it has a message to say, that's when I can really get into the movie. And I think that there are three main themes in Amadeus: jealousy, success / perfectionism, and approval, and constantly seeking it. Those are the main themes that I got out of this film. Now let's start with jealousy here. This movie is about a man being jealous about another man. And being a man myself, I can tell you firsthand that men compare each other based on possessions, our income, our wealth, our women in our lives, and our status, our power, our might, our talent, and the influence we have over other people. And Salieri definitely feels jealous over Mozart's power and influence in the music industry and his just raw talent. And the scene when they formally meet each other is probably one of the best scenes in the entire movie, because it's paced amazingly, the comedy is fantastic, and every single character is just so rich and deep and really well developed. But in this scene, Salieri and Mozart meet for the first time, and Mozart hears Salieri's work, being butchered by the emperor of course, but after one hearing, he knows how to play his entire version, and he goes, you know what though, it needs something like this, and he immediately makes it better. So right away, Salieri feels completely humiliated and ashamed of himself, knowing that yes, he's in the presence of greatness, and nothing he can do can overpower him in terms of talent, in terms of just raw musical influence. Mozart is the greatest. And he's not very humble about it. Mozart in this movie is very unaware of how his talent affects the people around him. And just like in real life, the envious and the jealous really do take it personally. Now in this movie, Mozart does get drunk and he does make fun of Salieri with his friends. He's doing the faces and he's playing his really terrible song. So that's really gotta hurt. But as somebody who's ever been jealous before, and we're human beings, we all have, we do take it personally sometimes. The next theme is success and perfectionism. Now, in the West, in Western cultures, especially nowadays with the internet, we often think about success as our wealth, as our money, as our possessions, as our house, as our body count. But the dictionary definition of success doesn't even mention money. It's the accomplishment of an aim or a purpose. So in fact, you can actually define it. Success does not equal money. Success means accomplishing your purpose. So how does this relate to the movie? Well, Salieri performs in front of a giant group of people, including the emperor. Standing ovation, everyone's clapping, but Mozart leaves as soon as the opera is over. And as the emperor is congratulating him, saying that you are one of the best we've ever seen, what a great show, everyone's clapping, great job, it's not good enough for Salieri. He wants the approval of Mozart. And then he asks Mozart, what'd you think? And he gets this.
I never knew that the music like that was possible.
Yeah, not really a compliment, but not really an insult either. It's just riding that line, but it's definitely not the words that he wanted to hear.
One hears such sounds, and what can one say but Salieri?
So even though his own work that he wrote was able to be performed in front of the emperor and a giant audience, and the emperor congratulates him, it's still not enough. And now this brings us to approval. We all seek approval on some level, this invisible, intangible thing that just boosts our ego. Now, people can get over their constant seeking of approval, but the characters in this movie are constantly seeking approval, and thus they are never satisfied because they will never get it. Salieri wants approval from Mozart to say that yes, he is an amazing composer, he is the best composer, thus getting approval from God. Even though he is a child prodigy, even though he is considered nowadays one of the most famous and influential and best musicians to ever walk the face of the earth, he could never get the approval of his father, thus never being completely satisfied. And that's the reason why I really love this movie. This is the number one reason. It tackles those big subject matters. And I can relate to it, even in my own YouTube career. In my own personal family and my friends, I'm the one who watches the most movies. I'm the one who knows the most about movies. I'm the one who went to film school. I'm the one who has the biggest movie collection. So I'm the number one movie guy in my inner circle. But of course, once you enter film school and once you enter YouTube, then there's someone who knows more about movies than you do. There's someone who makes better films than you do. There are other film critics with more success, aka subscribers, views, fans, community. They make more entertaining videos than you do. And I will admit, when I started off, I sometimes took it personally. Oh, god damn it, you have 10,000 subscribers and I only have 2. What do you have that I don't have? It was a really toxic mindset. And I've really learned to get over that because it's not personal at all. And I've actually become pretty good friends with people who have actually been jealous of in the past. And seeking approval from the comments, from my friends and family, from other YouTubers, from bullies in the past. All these things seeking approval. But again, what is approval? It's this intangible thing that just strokes our ego. And if you always search for it, you will never be satisfied because you will never, ever get it. At least the amount that your inner heart craves. It doesn't exist. But let's talk about the cast. F. Murray Abraham is just fantastic. He really did deserve the Oscar win, but Tom Hulce could have also got it because he was fantastic also. But F. Murray Abraham, he was great as his younger self and as his older self because he really brings that sympathy to the role. Because we can all relate to finding out someone is better than us in a certain field and we all think, you know, why not me? What do they have that I don't have? We've all felt like this. It's human nature. And he really captures that essence of the human spirit. But Tom Hulce playing Mozart, when you look at him, you're like, that's Mozart? But yeah, he does a great job because he is played like this kind of punk, rebellious rock star. And like every single famous musician, the older generation just didn't understand them. This was all a bunch of crap. We know what the good music is. All these musicians who really paved the way for their genres. And Tom Hulce really brings that to Mozart. So much so that he even wears kind of a pinkish wig as opposed to a really plain Snow White wig. So I really do love the main cast in this movie, and also their relationship shows us that gratitude goes a long way to having a very peaceful life. And the music is amazing. The score is just fantastic. It's all Mozart's music. And to me at least, movies based on a person or a certain subject matter that make you want to research that subject matter after the fact, they do a really good job at engaging you and getting you invested in the material. I want to learn more about Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart after watching this movie. Because yes, there is some fiction in this movie. I'm sure history professors will be like, that is not really how it went down. That's not how Mozart did this or did that. I'm looking at this just from a movie standpoint. But from a movie standpoint, It's very funny too. I gotta give props to the comedy. I laughed way more than I actually thought I would in this movie. And like I said earlier, it's not some stuck-up, pretentious period drama. It's very accessible, and the comedy is based on the characters and the situations of the story. It's not just a bunch of simple gags. And the pacing. Every single scene is just paced to perfection. You understand what needs to happen in every scene. You understand the characters' wants and motivations, and every single moment feels heavy. One moment when Mozart's wife brings the originals to Salieri, the original sheet music, you can really tell that, yes, this is an important moment. They take their time. They don't rush through scenes. They don't rush through moments. You understand this is a big moment, and you can feel it. You don't just think it, you feel it. From top to bottom, this movie is just excellent, and I'm so happy to be giving out this rating again. I'm giving this movie a 5 out of 5. I really did love it. Ken from Mid-Level Media, thank you so much for doing 1984 month, because it gave me an excuse to finally watch Amadeus for the first time, and I'm so happy I did. Now I just gotta find a Blu-ray that's actually cheap enough for me to go, yep, I'll buy that and put it in my collection. Because guys, right now in Canada, I can only find it for like 35 bucks. And even for my favorite movie of all time, I'm not spending 35 bucks on a Blu-ray. It's just not happening. So there you go, guys. Those are my thoughts on Amadeus. Let me know what yours are down in the comment section down below. I would love to hear them. And thank you guys so much for sticking with me to the end of the video. I really do appreciate it. Hit like and subscribe if you like the video. And if you want to support the channel to an even further extent, go follow me on Patreon, just like these lovely people right here. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Letterboxd at BrandoCritic, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.